Hello again. Well, I've had a really busy few weeks because this book's just come out and there is so much work with getting the book to the market. Anyway, that's done now. So I thought I would relax by making probably my favourite meal, and that's lemon chicken with couscous. I lit the fire a while ago, that's in the living room there, so that takes about half an hour to get up to temperature and we should be nearly there. And a few people have asked me why I don't use the range that's behind me to do that. Well, during 6-7 months of winter, I like the range about once a week because that's for hot water and I've got a really big tank upstairs. So the range is lit about once a week and I cook on that. But the wood stove in the other room is lit every evening. So by learning how to cook on that wood stove, which is a Clearview Vision 500, a lovely stove, by learning how to cook on that, I think through the winter, I save an absolute fortune in electric. So let's get on with the meal then. Right, we'll start with the chicken. I'm going to cook it in a panini toaster, so I want to flatten that a bit because nobody wants raw chicken in the middle. You don't eat rare chicken. So we'll flatten that till it's about, I don't know, half an inch, a centimetre, whatever. And then we'll get that cooking and then we'll get straight on with the lemon sauce because I want to reduce those lemons down into a thick sauce with lemons and capers and brown sugar. Then the couscous, we'll toast that before we actually add the chicken stock to it, which is a favourite. Anyway, if I get this right, it's absolutely delicious, so let's get on with it. Let's have a bit of flour here. This is just to stop the chicken sticking to the board, which isn't the end of the world, but I don't want to do that. Whoops. Okay. I usually use my hands, but we're we're being a bit fussy today. The other thing, this is a nice slow meal. You know, I'm cooking chicken on a wood burning stove. How nice is that? So now a bit more dusting. Come on. I don't want a load of flour on the chicken. I'll knock most of it off after a while, but I just want... I'm going to be covered by the end of this. See, already we're nearly there. Putting quite a lot of effort into that. This is a bit like making a schnitzel, and I have cooked this in breadcrumbs before, which is nice. Oh, it didn't work, nearly anyway. Okay. It was going to happen, wasn't it? It was going to happen. Anyway, that's what I wanted. We'll put some black pepper and salt on that. Oh, and a smudge of oil. There you go, plenty of salt. Let's just make that, oh God, that come off in my hand. That was close. A smudge of oil just to make that all sticky. Not enough, wouldn't you know it? I don't want too much. I don't want to smoke out the room. People have said to me, you're not worried about spills on your wood burning stove, but I'm not actually. I mean, you get spills on any stove sometimes. Okay, that was thick. I suddenly realised I put that bottle right in the way. Anyway, there's my chicken, salt, pepper, flattened, ready to go. I don't think the fire will be hot enough just yet. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to go on and on, but I'm going to make I'm going to squeeze the lemons, get that ready, get the sauce ready. That has to reduce on the stove. That'll take a little while. And we'll perhaps start toasting the couscous because I think the pans are probably just about hot enough to start toasting that. I found, without being funny about it, when I've had couscous in Morocco, it's just very moderately taste, let's say, very moderately flavoured. I like cooking it with chicken stock and really toast it, and then there's tons more flavour. Anyway, that's personal choice. Right, let's go and check the fire and, yeah, start reducing the sauce. Oh, that's a beaut. In fact, we'll slow that down a little now. I love it when you hear the wind sort of howling through. The pans are going to take a little bit longer. The panini cooked toaster on the top a little bit longer. Oh, and the orange peel, just to explain that, I quite like bits of orange peel. These are sort of a tangerine satsuma thing. But I find dried orange peel of any sort makes a brilliant firelighter. And the other thing which I really like is if I'm using peel to light the fire, just pulling out a couple of handfuls of smoke and the whole house smells like a sort of wonderful orange marmalade-y sort of smell. Anyway, it's not just me being messy, that pile of peel is there for a reason. Otherwise, and on smells, I've had a number of people say to me, oh, you know, cooking on your wood stove, isn't it awful? Don't you get splashes? Don't you get that? Well, you do however you cook. I've never had a problem. To start with, I really was worried about cooking on top of my wood stove. I've never had a major spill, which would be a problem, but just the odd little spit in that, I couldn't care less. And also, it really does make the house smell beautiful. Anyway, this is nearly ready. Let's go and get my sauce ready and get the couscous out and all of that. Ooh. Okay, as I sit down, we'll get these books out of the way. The important one there is Delia. Of all the millions of cooking books there are, my favourite is Delia Smith. Anyway, right then. So I've put some hot water in that. Let's crumble in, just get the stock starting to dissolve. And what we'll do next, and you don't need to watch all this, but what we'll do next is we'll get the juice out of a load of lemons, and then we'll dissolve brown sugar into that and reduce that, and then add some capers with lots of the juice out of the caper pot. And that is gorgeous. Cool, that's hot, never mind. There we go. Lovely. Right, concurrent activity. So that's that. That can be, I'll mix that up in a minute. We got the first piece of chicken ready. The fire's pretty much ready. Let's move that to the side. We don't need that anymore until we flatten the second one. I'm messy, so what was it? Lemons. Let's say we're going to reduce this, so I'm not sure how many lemons we're going to use yet, but let's see how much juice is in these. It's pips. Oh, I don't want the pips on my chicken. Oops. I think probably I'm going to use 3 lemons. Too much sauce will not be a problem. And actually, if needs be, I can carry on with this tomorrow. I do like this an awful lot. Yep, that's pleasantly hot. Tell you what, I've got pips in there. Must remember to get the pips out before I do much more. And actually, I tell you what, we're going to put the sugar in there now. You can see that, because while this is all hot, that looks like a lot, but if I'm using 3 lemons, I have no... I should have got the pips out first. Right, we'll squeeze another lemon and then I'll do the pips. Otherwise the pips and the sugar will get muddled up. Okay, that's good. Now before I forget, it's all a bit messy, all my cooking's messy. I'm just going to get a teaspoon, fish those, there's one, fish those pips out. And I'll put them on the table because this is a lovely big old oak table, and I'll give it a scrub a bit later. We'll get that back on the heat. The brown sugar's almost dissolved already. That's lovely, right. Another favourite of mine, these capers. We'll put a good lot in, and some of the juice, I think. There we go. I don't know how you'd describe the flavour of capers. Piquant or something, whatever that means. But it's, you know, brown sugar and lemon, great. You know, that's delicious, but it's sort of not savoury. It's almost like you're making some toffee. But that now is a bit special and different. And actually, I'll tell you what, make this up as we go along. Let's put a bit of black pepper in there. And if I could be bothered to get up, we could even put a little bit of ginger or chilli in there. But for now, let's get that reducing. I'll go and put this on the fire. I'll see how hot the panini toaster is, and we'll maybe get the chicken on. Right, so that's going to reduce. Yeah, the top of that panini toaster is really hot. The fire is almost more lively than I need now. I don't want to cook the chicken fast. We're trying to cook this slowly, and I just want toasted, those lovely grill lines on it. And we'll toast the couscous now. If you stay here, I'll go and get the couscous. So I don't remember who taught me to toast it first. And I know you don't need a whole lot because it swells up. Okay, that's sort of that much, if you can see it. That's probably more than I need, but never mind. Never mind, I can't take it out now. Right, let's get the chicken on. There we are. Lovely. And now, I don't want my couscous to burn, so it's not even. Oh, there it is, just starting to go golden brown. The sauce can reduce over there. And this, just want to keep turning it. That toasting makes all the difference in the world to the flavour. And the other thing, you'll see, I was saying earlier that I don't worry about the cooking smells and that. And here, the chicken's on, it's cooking. There is no smoke, there is no spillage, there is nothing to worry about. We don't need it just yet, but it's nice to have it ready, and also I did need to stir that a bit. I'll actually, let's put that down. It was nice to see that steaming away. It's like reducing without boiling. Ooh. You can't take your eyes off it, can you? That's like nut brown. I've no idea how long to give the chicken. What feels right, I think. Yeah, I'll let it go for a while and then turn it over, and then actually I might raise it up on a trivet a bit just to let it cook slowly while we're finishing the rest of it. And also, I won't put the peas in this until we've got the stock in and get the couscous all fluffed up. I'm going to make a cup of tea. Ooh, I hope I haven't left this too long. Oh, that's lovely. I hope you can see that. That's the normal sort of pale yellow. That's the toasted. And overall, it's now a sort of very, very light brown. Perfect. We're going to get the stock on that now. We'll save a bit. I'm going to get a wooden spoon. I could have had that ready, couldn't I? And be real careful now, because having said I don't get spillages, it would be a shame if we now record my first one. I also think, yeah, that's thickening up nicely. We'll let that absorb the stock. Now I think, let's have a look at the chicken. So I want those lovely grill lines on it, but I don't want it burnt. Oh, lovely sort of golden brown crust. So we'll put the lid back on that, let that keep going. But that chicken's just going to be superb. Oh, there it goes. Lovely. I do really enjoy cooking. And it's interesting, when I watch other people, which of course I do, I want to learn all the time, but they weigh everything. This is this many ounces, this many grams, this, that. I think it might just be living with wood fires, but I like almost instinctive cooking. I don't know how long the chicken's been in. I'm just working on what it feels like. The couscous, it's what it feels like. That sauce is reducing. I guess it's trial and error, and also I grew up with a mother who cooked an awful lot, but I know that cooking is science, but I just want to relax, flow with it, just do what feels right. It's like I don't know, it's like a natural form of cooking. Anyway, it's how I cook and I like it, and I always like what I make, which is helpful. Right, let's keep turning this. Right, I think the couscous is ready for the peas. I'll get rid of that. Let's fold them in. Trying to be careful now. I have made a lot, but it's nice. It's colourful as well, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to speed up that sauce a bit by putting it directly on the top, which I'm nervous about, but everyone keeps telling me I can, so we will. I know what to do with that. I can move that off. I guess it's done. And let's have a look at the chicken. Yep, that looks good. Okay, we are nearly there. That really didn't take long either. Bring that up to the boil. The other thing I'm going to do with that sauce is I'm going to put a knob of butter in there. But whether it's my imagination or not, I find that if you put your butter in early, you create like a fat seal on the top, and the sauce doesn't reduce as fast as if you, it goes, it's boiling now, as if you reduce it and then add and fold in the butter at the end. Anyway, yeah, that's nearly ready. Enough, I think. I'll go and clear myself a seat, warm my plate. I might bring my plate in and warm it, and clear a space. Right, I'll hurry up now. It's done. Hooray! Actually, I'll tell you what, because I'm a mucky cook, let's just do that. Ooh, hurry up. My fingers are quite tough, but that is pretty hot. Right. Ooh, and actually, let's have that on a bed of the couscous. I have got a second piece of chicken to cook, but I'm going to cook it exactly the same, so don't need to watch that. I've also tried to make my portions smaller. In the old days, I think I would have eaten all of that, but that's enough. So let's just chicken on a bed of couscous, and then this wonderful sauce. I'll let you see. Okay, it's got to do 2 bits of chicken, but it's a really strong sauce, so that'll do. I'll save that for the other bit. Okay. Colourful little meal. Let's have a taste. I never know whether you eat couscous with a fork or a spoon, so we'll go with a spoon. Yep, actually could have had a bit more stock, but it's fine. And the couscous isn't supposed to be the main flavour, obviously the chicken is. So, well, let's... Well, too many capers on that. I'm going to burn my mouth in one of these videos. Yep, that's as good as I remember. Really tangy with the piquant. I'll just break this up. Okay. That's a lovely meal, quite nourishing and fun to make. You know, I don't know. Wood fires are fun, peaceful, nice way of life. Cooking on wood fires just adds to the pleasure of it all. Anyway, thank you for watching. Enjoy any cooking you do. If you enjoy it half as much as I do, it's still great. Thanks again.